2022. It was a year looked forward to with hope as social distancing and mask mandates of COVID-19 were lessened, making the new normal supposedly a thing of the past.
Cases now are Omicron.
Inflation, the invasion, social issues, floods, droughts, devastating storms, record-breaking heat waves, and population increase took a face of its own. And now, with worsening conditions of hunger, poverty, mental health issues, and economic hardship, it would seem that what was once hoped for has now become a more grim reality than one could ever think of. And yet, it was this year that the Iglesia ni Cristo Church of Christ continued to progress in all of its endeavors. Appointed by God as its leader, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, the executive minister, the challenges of 2022 wouldn't stop the church's abounding work, whether in caring, sharing, and erecting symbols of hope throughout the globe.
Sa pangunguna ng ating tagapamahalang pangkalahatan, ang kapatid na Eduardo V. Manalo, hindi bumagal, ngunit lalo pang bumilis lahat ng gawain para sa ating Panginoong Diyos. Hindi po tayo nagkaroon ng lal, kundi lalong umigting ang lahat ng proyekto ng Iglesia ni Cristo.
Like the ongoing humanitarian efforts of the Church of Christ through the Felix Y. Manalo Foundation, it was this year, through the mandate of the executive minister, to respond to worsening living conditions through more intense, more extensive, and more diversified assistance realized through the Care for Humanity project. In February, in the Visayas region of the Philippines, this intensified effort began to give help to those in need who would begin and spread throughout.
Papasalamat po ako dahil nakarating po ang pagtulong at paglingap ng Iglesia ni Cristo sa lugar namin.
This intensified effort would also reach the Western Hemisphere, addressing the economic hardship even faced by first world countries like Canada and the United States due to the loss of livelihood and high prices for commodities common to residents through care packages, and even charitable groups provided monetary donations and continuing services for their communities affected by economic hardships due to the pandemic.
This is the first time for many years that we receive our first donation. Todo mi corazón, gracias a esta causa, a esta iglesia.
This humanitarian work even extending its reach to places like in South America.
Enquanto assistente social que sou, e sei que a gente vive numa comunidade carente que precisa dessa ajuda que a igreja na vida está fazendo.
Es algo muy bonito porque de esa forma no solamente nos ayudan económicamente, porque esto es algo muy, sino también de que entre Dios al corazón de muchas personas que lo necesitan.
In Australia,
to show this outpouring of care through a religious organisation such as Church of Christ is so heartwarming.
In Europe,
quando ci sono queste cose, fatto col cuore è sempre molto molto bello. Quindi grazie a tutti della partecipazione, grazie ai responsabili nell'organizzazione della Iglesia ni Cristo.
And in Africa.
The Church of Christ, people are not take care of their physical needs only, but also their spiritual needs. So the main focus in the Church of Christ is to reach out to the poor, those who are in need.
The name itself, I would say, Care for Humanity, as I have said already, Care for Human. This is exactly what's happening right now here in Bang. And I'm happy to be part of this program.
This is a global project that has impacted the lives of thousands upon thousands of people. People are learning about the Church of Christ. People are learning how the care and concern of members of the Church of Christ feels.
And as Care for Humanity served as an avenue for introducing the true faith, it was also the intensive work of propagation, reaching more and more people throughout the world, resulting in adding of thousands of newly baptized members from different races, ethnicities, even former preachers inspired by the truth they found.
For the first couple times I went in person, and honestly by the third lesson, I could just feel God working in me. And by lesson, surely it came about. I could just feel the difference.
I know that I was a pastor too, but I was wrong. From the Bible, he read the question and then he read the answer, not like Lutherans before. I promise that I will stay with Church of Christ.
Everything, it is Bible verse, is question and answer. The minister would not give his own opinion. I would go home, go through the scriptures that the minister would share to us during each and every lesson. That convinced me that this indeed is the true Church of Christ.
As a result of the intensified work of propagation, especially in the islands in the Visayas region, thousands were added to the Church of Christ. In the ecclesiastical district of Cebu City, Cebu alone, over 3,000 were baptized from October to December.
Mga kapatid sa Iglesia ni Cristo ay lahat nagagalak tuwing tayo ay may bagong mga kaanib at nababautismuhan. Sila ay niyayakap natin bilang mga kapatid. Tuwing mayroon tayo mga bagong kaanib, ang buong iglesia ay nagdiriwang. Dahil yan naman talaga ay pagsunod sa utos ng Diyos na ipalaganap ang ebanghelyo ng ating Panginoon.
And because of the ongoing growth of Church of Christ membership through the adding of congregations, there continues to be a need for suitable places to worship. And one particular work continues to go against the trend of 2022, the ongoing purchasing and building of church edifices.
Finding new properties, new houses of worship to purchase, renovating projects, renovating houses of worship did not stop. It even continued even during the pandemic both, because that is always an ongoing work of the church both, to be able to find more houses of worship to accommodate the brethren around the world.
And this year for 2022, numerous houses of worship in the Philippines alone were constructed and dedicated to God. And outside the Philippines, numerous dedications took place in California. Congregations like Riverside, National City, and Fontana. And groundbreaking in Africa was the first constructed from the ground up house of worship in Lusaka, Zambia, home to the Congregation of Great North. It was dedicated to God during the Thanksgiving worship service officiated by the executive minister via video streaming.
Thank you po, Eduardo. We love you po.
Whether in caring for our fellow men, more people accepting the true faith and building of houses of worship have not gone unnoticed by community leaders and government officials, amazed at the progressive work and unity seen inside the Church of Christ.
This particular group has really just led in friends and making sure that we leave no one behind, whether it's through faith or whether it's through service and helping people. As the supervisor, I'm just humbled to give you this award. Again, it's Iglesia en Cristo Day here in the county of San Mateo. Congratulations.
While marking this wonderful occasion, it is also essential that I extend my heartfelt congratulations to Iglesia en Cristo's executive, Mr. Brother Eduardo Manalo, for his dynamic leadership to the church's thousands of congregations worldwide.
When it comes to provincial, regional, and city government officials publicly announcing their recognition and appreciation of what the Church of Christ through its charitable arm is doing in their community, the brethren are again inspired to do even more. But our ultimate goal is not to get a pat on the back from others, no, but rather we want to please God.
Marami po tayong nakakalendaryo na aktibidad sa susunod na taon. Mas marami pong aktibidad sa kapisanan, mas marami po tayong kapilya, mas marami po tayong lingap, at mas marami po tayong pamamahaya. Lahat ng paglago at tagumpay ng Iglesia ni Cristo ito ay sa awa at tulong lamang ng ating Panginoong Diyos, kung kaya't sa Kanya lamang po ang lahat ng kapurihan.